Nothing. All of our seafood is Louisiana. All of our vegetables are Louisiana vegetables. It's a neighborhood restaurant.
Katie's in Mid-City. Oh, yeah. Here we go again. Ready to do this thing on a Thursday? Corey Johnson with you. My God, what a gorgeous day in Metro New Orleans and beyond. Doesn't get much better than this. Sunny, nice, 61 degrees. Yep, and yep. It is indeed New Orleans on this Thursday afternoon. Get outside and enjoy this weather. Got a good show lined up for you, a big show. Jazz Fest acts revealed. I don't know if Jazz Fest released these officially or they just sort of got leaked in today's day and age. Anyway, Jazz Fest acts revealed. I'll fill you in on some of those. Looks like it's going to be a good one. It always seems to be bigger and better than ever every year. It's pretty amazing, the number of acts. It's crazy. What, Mario? Why are you giving me that crazy look?
Just one of the people performing. I can't believe they're still performing.
Who's that?
The Eagles.
Oh, yeah. No, they've been around since I was like a tot.
Yeah, those guys got to be like in their 80s, right? Like,
well, I bet close. I mean, they were probably in their 20s in like the early 70s. So that was 50 years ago. I would guess, yeah, mid-70s, close to 80.
Yeah. That's impressive.
You know, mid-70s, something like that.
That's impressive.
No, a lot of the members are gone. They might have some people replaced by younger people. I mean, you go to like the casino and you check out like Creedence Clearwater Revival. It's like, you know, if the original band, they had like 6 members, there's one of the 6.
Yeah.
And there's 5 replacements, and some of them are like 30 years old. You're like, dude, their hits were on the air before you were born.
No, I hear you. I've seen Journey live, but I don't think I've ever seen the original lead singer. I think it's all the original guys. Except
No, Journey, yeah, your boy retired.
Yeah.
And he can't hit those high notes, I doubt, anymore.
Oh, no.
No, they got the younger guy who's probably not that young anymore.
Yeah, no.
They may have replaced him because of the same thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, I might go to Journey because Neil Schon, the guitarist, is like underrated, one of the best in the world. He's probably 70 years old, and he can just play. He played with Santana. He's a phenomenal guitarist.
Yes.
So I'd like to go check them out.
Great music.
And Rush is coming back. The closest they're coming is Fort Worth. I may have to go to Fort Worth to check out Rush. A band of my childhood growing up. I'll never forget going to De La Salle and like Tom Sawyer came out. And, you know, you had like De La Salle was a trip. Like on one side of the building was kind of all the like uptown preppy type kids, you know? And on the other side of the building was kind of the, you know, Yaddy, hey, bra type kids. You know, you had like one side of the building, like just normal cars that kind of hand-me-down cars to kids driving to school. And on the other side was like jacked up Trans Ams and Camaros and stuff. So De La Salle was pretty incredible. It was a gumbo. It had ridiculous diversity when I was there. I'm sure it still does. I mean, it's got girls now. It didn't have girls, but it had everybody. I grew up by the lakefront. So I kind of was this like outsider that I got along with the hey bras and I got along with the preppy, you know, uptown people and everybody in between, the West Bankers, folks from Kenner, folks coming in from Slidell. Anyway, going off on high school days, but on the, you know, preppy side, I'm trying to think what the music would be. All I know on the Haybra side, it was Rush, Tom Sawyer for like a month straight. I was like, it's just Tom Sawyer thing. And that's when I discovered Rush.
It's funny how like clique culture in high school has always been a thing, and I'm sure still is a thing, regardless of era, because my life with Brother Martin was exactly how you described. Like one group of kids here, another group of kids here, another group of kids here.
Oh, yeah, no, it was all these little groups.
Yeah, it's funny how
all these little cliques.
That's like a timeless thing, apparently.
Yep. I got along with everybody, you know. I really did. I had friends on all sides, and I kind of found it, you know, I don't know.
I hear you.
Diversity was kind of interesting to me. I don't know.
No, I can't say I got along with everybody, but it definitely kind of, you know, taught me how to make friends and navigate life like school is supposed to do. Good times.
Oh, nice. I don't know if you can add this to the title. I know we haven't figured that one out, huh, Mario, where it changes it?
I think this platform does it for some, like lets you do it in the middle of the stream, but like Twitter and others won't. But yeah, what you
Yeah,
got?
5 o'clock power hour. Billy Nungesser is going to join us. Billy's a staunch Republican, and he's just basically said, there has to be a better way of how these immigration sweeps are happening. And he's exactly like me. He's like, we want the violent criminals off the street. No one's saying don't go after the violent criminals in the least bit, but there has to be a better way. And Jeff Landry pushed back, disappointing comments from Billy Nungesser and the like. Anyway, Billy's going to join us in the 5 o'clock power hour. Lieutenant Governor Billy Nungesser. No, we got a really good show on this Thursday afternoon. New Tulane head football coach Will Hall's less than 10 minutes away, Green Wave fans. Spread the word. Send out a text. Send out an email to your pals. Corey's got Will Hall on at 4:20 in 10 minutes. New Tulane head football coach Will Hall. Bradley Schneller from Stacked Coaching later in the hour. Get a little fitness and nutrition update like we do every Thursday. Yeah, you right. Corey Johnson with you on a Thursday afternoon. Yeah, can't wait to talk to new Tulane head football coach Will Hall. And it's me, so I'll be asking the questions you would ask. Hey, the 4 o'clock hour this afternoon brought to you by LGD Lawn and Landscapes. Now that I mentioned LGD Lawn and Landscapes, you're probably like, yeah, I recognize that name. I've seen those trucks tooling around the metro area. I've got a great Christmas present for him or her. A chipping or putting green in your backyard. Ladies, can you imagine Christmas Day? You walk him out in the backyard with his, blindfold on, and he peels off the blindfold and he's got a chipping and putting green in the backyard. Or if you have a pool or just a small patch of grass, turn it into artificial synthetic turf. Zero maintenance, no more puddles, no more tracking mud and dirt into the house if you have a dog. LGD Lawn and Landscapes installed a chipping and putting green in my backyard. I love it. I love it. NOLALGD.com is the website. Go to them right now. Get a free estimate. They'll come out to your house, give you an absolutely free estimate of installation of artificial turf, synthetic turf, even an artificial chipping and putting green in your backyard for that golfer in your life. That's a lifetime present. That's a present they'll love, remember, forever, always be using. Got mine installed maybe 2 months ago, and I'm on it every single day. At the most for maybe like 5 or 10 minutes at a time, 15 minutes at a time. Had friends back there drinking a couple of beers, chipping and putting. But the great thing is if I'm on it for 5-10 minutes a day, in a week, I've knocked out over an hour of practice. That's priceless. I'm not going to go to how often do you go to the putting green and practice putting? It just doesn't happen. Go to the driving range and hit the driver, NOLALGD.com. Besides improving your putting game, your short game, functional, zero maintenance, beautiful. NOLALGD.com. Go to their website, check out the installations around the city, and get in touch with them ASAP because they can get it installed, a chipping and putting green in your backyard before Christmas. Before Christmas. Which Mario Brothers, a.k.a. Latinx, is 2 weeks away. 2 weeks.
'Tis the season, baby.
'Tis the season to be jolly, Mario Brothers. Does jolly mean also getting chunky? Like, can you be jolly and be like, 6-pack abs and you're jolly?
That's so funny, man. I used to have a friend, and this is just mean, but it's kind of funny. A friend used to be like, "Man, I hate when like bigger people are mean because usually bigger people are jolly." Like that's the word he would use. So I guess that stereotype kind of got created because of Christmas.
I'm going to ask Bradley Schneller that.
Are most fat people jolly?
Yep. Yeah, kind of like that.
Yeah.
Hey, Green Wave fans, Will Hall in a few minutes. Jazz Fest acts are out. Yep, Jazz Fest acts are out. I don't know if Jazz Fest released them or they just kind of got released. But anyway, it's a pretty serious lineup. It is funny, Mario Brothers. The first one mentioned was the Eagles. And it's like, really? Eagles, Stevie Nicks, Rod Stewart. Those are all like, 70-plus-year-olds right there.
All legendary.
Kings of Leon, Lainey Wilson, Teddy Swims, John Baptiste, David Byrne. That's another one like 70-plus. The Black Keys, Tedeschi Trucks Band, Widespread Panic, Earth, Wind, and Fire. Lots of 70-plus-year-olds.
Nice.
Trombone Shorty, the Isley Brothers, Herbie Hancock, Ziggy Marley, Marvis Staples, Irma Thomas, Cyril Neville, Little Feat, Galactic, Tab Benoit, the Radiators, Dumpster Fire, the Dirty Dozen Brass Band, Cowboy Mouth, Terrence Blanchard, Miles Davis. Oh no, it's Ravi Coltrane. I guess John Coltrane's kid. A tribute to Miles Davis and John Coltrane. Wow. Anders Osborne, George Porter Jr. and the Running Parters, Leo Nocentelli. Wow. Kermit Ruffins, Soul Rebels, Sonny Landreth, Rebirth, John Cleary. Crazy, man. Just keeps going. Deacon John. Yeah, I'm just going through the list and rattling off some names. Unreal. Papa John Groves, Glenn Andrews, James Andrews. Wow. Jazz Fest acts are out. Yeah, you're right. Will Hall, Tulane head football coach, next.
Scott Craig of Katie's Restaurant.
All of my ingredients are fresh. Nothing comes out of a can here. Nothing. All of our seafood is Louisiana. All of our vegetables are Louisiana vegetables. It's a neighborhood restaurant.
Katie's in Mid-City.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Outdoor dining, Middle Eastern cuisine, under the oak trees, Lebanon's Cafe. Some of the city's finest lamb chops and shish kebab. Carrollton at Jeanette by the streetcar barn, Lebanon's Cafe. Artificial turf custom golf putting greens. Beautiful, functional, zero maintenance. Call New Orleans' own LGD Lawn and Landscapes and get your free estimate.
Word is, one of the best restaurants in New Orleans isn't even in New Orleans. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. Cross the lake and taste what you're missing. Tuesday through Saturday, Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on Magazine, as unique as you.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Greater New Orleans, a destination for learning. With 13 colleges and universities and a booming job market, Greater New Orleans is the ultimate destination for your higher education. Your path to the future begins in Greater New Orleans. Find out more at studynola.com. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria has over 15 specialty sandwiches, a big 10-ounce burger, and some of the best pizza in New Orleans. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End.
Hey, Marigny, Bywater, Treme, French Quarter, CBD, Warehouse District, Garden District, Irish Channel. It's Corey Johnson on the neutral ground, where New Orleans is heard.
Oh, wow. I think we need to dial him up. Yeah. Sorry, Mario. I'm just getting info as we speak. Corey Johnson with you. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, hit him up, Mario. I just sent you the info. New Tulane head football coach Will Hall's going to join us in a minute. Green Wave fans, spread the word. Tell your friends right now. Text them, call them. Check us out on X, at Corey Johnson on X. On Twitter, at Corey Johnson. Follow me on X. You can check out the show live. You can check out Will Hall in about 60 seconds live on X. Or check us out on YouTube, The Neutral Ground with Corey Johnson. Click to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're on radio, oh so fine, 93.9 FM, and also on 107.9 FM. Thursday afternoon edition of the program. Hey, Lieutenant Governor Billy Nungesser is going to join us in an hour. Lieutenant Governor Billy Nungesser in an hour. He says there has to be a better way handling these immigration sweeps. Governor Jeff Landry said his comments are disappointing. Lieutenant Governor Billy Nungesser, 5 o'clock powwow. Little after 4:20 on a Thursday afternoon. New Tulane head football coach in waiting. Will Hall joins us on the program. How you doing, Coach? Congratulations.
Man, I appreciate it. Yeah, it's been awesome. Excited to be the head coach here. Obviously, it's been well documented how much I love this place and what an opportunity it is. And looking forward to finishing out this season strong, and then looking forward to the future as well.
What part of Boston are you from? That accent. What part of Boston, Coach?
To give it away.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, I'm a Southie. No.
I knew you're not too many miles away from here.
No, man, I'm North Mississippi. And,
nice.
I can't hide it if I try. So, yeah, I've lived in 9 states, though. I've lived all over, obviously being a college football coach. But, yeah, I grew up all over Mississippi, mostly North Mississippi.
Let's talk about North Mississippi in a second, all right?
Yeah.
Hey, new Tulane head football coach in waiting, Will Hall. Hopefully the wait takes a little longer, right, Coach? Maybe another 3 or 4 weeks, ideally?
That would be awesome. That's what we're all hoping for. And obviously we've got a tremendous challenge. You said we was going to talk about it in a minute. But I tell you, man, our young men are fired up. Coach Summerall's fired up. And we're going to go up there and put our best foot forward.
Hey, Coach Summerall's been in Gainesville a lot this week. The game with Ole Miss isn't until a week from this Saturday. Has this week given you a little bit of taste of being like the head coach and kind of a little transition-ish for you?
Somewhat, yes. You know, filling out the staff, me and Coach Summerall working together on who's going to be joining him to Florida, who's going to be staying here, and then interviewing people to fill out those gaps, and then talking to our young men about the 2026 season. While also we've been doing some player-led lifting and throwing this week, obviously to stay ready for the 25 season. It's been exam week here, which obviously this is Tulane. Exams aren't very easy here. Exams are a big deal. So the good Lord kind of blessed us with this week of not playing, falling on exam week, because that is a stressful time for our young men. That's a little different than a lot of other universities. And
the head coach being in Gainesville can kind of get away with it this week.
Yeah, it is. It's been. I think Coach Summerall would say that the calendar fell really good for him on that and me, and but we're excited to get him back. He gets back in here this evening, and you know, Coach Summerall, man, he'll come in here freaking. We'll probably see him flying in. There'll be like a ball of fire in the sky as he comes in.
Hey, how incredible is it making the 12-team playoff?
just an unbelievable deal, especially for people that have been Tulane fans their whole life. And then even for a guy like me that was here in 2019 and 2020 with Coach Fritz helping to build this program, just to see the overall growth. And, like I said in my press conference, it all started with a commitment from the administration. And then it led to a commitment from the people. And then they hired a great leader in Coach Fritz. And then they hired just a fiery, great up-and-coming leader that's got such a bright future in Coach Sumrall. And it's all, led to this. And it's kind of a testament of what we always tell our players. When you make consistent good decisions, you get consistent good results. And that's kind of what's happened here. And I'm excited to have been a part of the build and certainly excited to be, a big part of the future.
I mean, making the 12-team playoff, getting Ole Miss as the opponent, 6 hours up I-55 from New Orleans, and the rematch with Ole Miss. Lots of blackboard material, Coach. Tulane doesn't deserve to be in the playoff. Tulane already got ripped by Ole Miss earlier this year, and it's going to happen again. Outmatched, outclassed, not where they belong. Tulane doesn't belong.
Well, people have told Tulane that for a long time.
Yeah.
And, we're comfortable with where we're at. We like being the underdog. Coach Sumrall's a fighter. Our team's a fighter. We're a tough team. And, man, I tell you, as far as us not belonging or not deserving, the rules are the rules, and
Yep.
the rules that are laid out are the rules that are laid out. And we had a tremendously difficult schedule with 3 Power 4 opponents. One won their conference, and we beat them soundly at our place. The game was over, in the third quarter. We had it. We beat another Big Ten team that made the playoffs. And then we went to Ole Miss, and they played well that day. We did not play well. And look, they're a great football team. They've proven that over the course of their season. And we've got the utmost respect for them. And, but we would like to go up there and play a lot better. And our fans that watch us and keep up with us know, man, we're gonna pour everything we got into that game. We won't have anything left when we walk off the field, I tell you that.
No, and plus you're kind of familiar with what they're about.
That's right. Anytime you play a team more than once in a season, it's unique to Division I. I was in Division II for a long time and made a lot of long playoff runs as a head coach in Division II. And in that, you usually do. The good teams do usually play each other more than once. So it is a unique dynamic. And obviously in the NFL, that happens in division. So usually the team that plays the worst the first time doesn't let that happen again. And we certainly are hoping and expecting that to be the case this time.
New Tulane head football coach Will Hall's with us this afternoon for a few minutes. Hey, Coach, news broke that Blake Baker appeared to be the choice for a Tulane head football coach. Then maybe the deal fell through, whatever. Does possibly not being the first choice mean anything at all to you?
No. Like I said in my press conference, God's timing is perfect. And I may not have been the first choice, but I know I'm the best choice and the right choice at this place for this time. And like I said in my press conference, Pete Carroll, I think, was the documented 4th choice at USC when he got that job. So things happen for a reason. And, I love this place. I've worked my tail off at this place, and I've done a lot of good things in my past to put myself in position for this. I had a lot of good people around me that helped. And obviously this was, I give a lot of credit to God too, because he was heavily involved in this as he is everything. But the way it all fell into place was awesome. And I won't let the people down. I promise you that. I'm a guy that's proven people wrong my whole life. And shoot, man, we're going to do it again.
Yeah, that Saban guy, 80 miles upriver 25 years ago, he wasn't the first choice either.
No doubt.
That Saban guy who did a little bit the last 25 years. Hey,
that's exactly right.
Hey, you worked under both Willie Fritz and John Sumrall. What do you take from those guys?
Yeah, Coach Fritz was just he'd been a head coach for so long by the time I'd gotten under him. I think he was like 3rd in overall wins and active head coaches at that time. So, he really knew exactly all the processes and how he exactly wanted it. So I said in my press conference, he was kind of an organizational wizard that was like getting a PhD in organization and management while I was under him. Coach Sumrall is still early in his career, and man, I mean, has he just done some unbelievable things, taking over 2 programs. Coach Sumrall is unapologetically him all the time. And I tell him that, like, that's his greatest quality, because he wakes up every day attacking every moment of every day with every ounce of blood in his body. And, man, he's an unbelievable motivator. And that's not just his motivational speeches. Like, he's intentional in how he motivates young men, starting from Sunday all the way through right the game on Saturday. Like, his messages coexist with each other, they connect, and it just builds and builds. And so, you know, Coach Sumrall's ability to galvanize and motivate people and be himself no matter what, you know, I admire that in him. And Willie's organizational and management structure, you know, I've always admired.
So you got Willie Fritz, winning coach, John Sumrall, winning coach. Michael Arata of the Fear the Wave Collective posted on Twitter, on X, that you and he spoke, and you said it's about continuing what Fritz and Sumrall have done, but taking it up to another level. That it's not just about continuing it, but taking it up a notch. How do you take it up to another level? And is that accurate, what you were saying?
Yeah, you know, my big thing with me is sometimes when you promote from within, everybody thinks that's a feel good. Everybody hug each other, and we can stay and be around each other some longer. And it's like a hold hands and sing Kumbaya deal. I was just adamant the whole time through the process. That's not what this is. This is about winning. You know, this is about continuing to push forward, to continuing to keep our foot on the gas, because college football is ever changing. If you all of a sudden decide that you've made it, you'll look up in a few years and you'll be left behind, because it's changing rapidly. So we've got to continue with our administration, with our fans, and with me as the leader of this football program and everybody in it, to drive this thing forward and continue to improve. Like I said, I expect us to be in this position again next year. I really do. And we're looking forward to it.
What will be a difference that people will see with a Will Hall coach team from John Sumrall or Willie Fritz?
Well, you know, I don't know, because they were both really well coached. They both played extremely hard. They both accentuate ball security. That'll be the same. I was Coach Fritz's offensive coordinator for 2 years. We had, I think, the second best offense in school history one of those years. I will be involved with the offense here. We'll run my system through somebody. So, you know, and then one thing I think Coach Sumrall doesn't get enough credit for is, and I don't even know if Coach Fritz realized this, but Coach Sumrall came here and was humble enough to see that we were winning and doing things. And I think he would even tell you that he conformed to some of the ways that Tulane was doing when he got here and kept it going. So they're obviously totally different people,
Yep.
but there is some similarities in how they run their program and the things they accentuate, you know, winning the run game, ball security and takeaways, which a lot of people say those things, but like, we do things under both leaders that cause you to win those things. Like, we spend time on it in the off season, explaining it in meeting rooms, not just talking about it. And so we'll obviously carry those on. I'm a big believer in those staples as well.
Coach, you said, you mentioned in your press conference, Tulane's a quarterback school. I think I know what you mean, and I was excited to hear that. What do you mean?
Well, I mean what I said. I mean, we've had great quarterbacks for a long, long time. And I think I named just since, you know, I was born in 1980, and think about all the great quarterbacks we've had just since then. You know, when you start with, you know, Terrence Jones to Sean King to Pat Ramsey and J.P. Lossman to, you know, when I got here in 2019 with Justin McMillan to Michael Pratt to Darian Minson, now to Jake Retzlaff. I mean, that's our last 4 starting quarterbacks, guys, are Justin McMillan, Michael Pratt, Darian Minson, and Jake Retzlaff. Like, that's strong, you know, and we're a great school with a great education in a great city. and like that quarterbacks are usually attracted to those things. And so we run a pro style offense. We've had a lot of success with quarterbacks in our past. We have great weather. So, man, we should recruit great quarterbacks here.
Yeah, no, I think that's right. And when that's the perception and that's reality, great quarterbacks seek you guys out. Hey,
That's right.
you must feel some pressure, huh, Coach? Willie Fritz built the Tulane program into a top 25 program. Sumrall sustained it and then took it to another level, making the playoffs. How do you keep it going? How do you take it to another level? Like I originally said, you must feel some pressure. This is a top 25 program.
I feel grateful. You know what I mean? I feel grateful. There's only so many of these jobs. There's only so many of them nowadays. In reality, there's only so many of them that you can win at, that have the resources to win. And we've proven that we can do that here. So I feel grateful more than I feel anything. And I feel obligated. In today's day and age, so many people want to talk about their rights and privileges. I'm more about obligations and responsibilities. And I wake up every day feeling a great sense of obligation and responsibility to all the people that believe in me and count on me, and to these young men in this program that are going to stick here with me, that wanted me to have this job, and also the ones that have signed with us and coming to give them everything I've got. And I think anybody that knows you knows, or anybody that knows me will tell you they don't have any doubt that that's the way I'm wired.
How will you be a different head coach at Tulane than you were up I-59 in Hattiesburg at Southern Miss?
I will be me. I will be me. I will be who I was, at the other two places, and then the first 2 years there, and I will be me. I've learned a lot, and I won't get into all that. But man, there's a lot of coaches out there that are extremely successful that went through what I went through, from Lane Kiffin to Sarkisian to Pete Carroll to on and on and on and on. And Tulane's getting the very best version of Will Hall, I can assure you.
Hey, Will, any news on football facility upgrades, football operations center? Reportedly, the deal that didn't go down with Blake Baker included facility upgrades. Does your deal include that?
No, for me right now, the big thing is our facilities. We don't lose recruits because of our facilities. Now, are they the best in the country? No. But for the most part, we have what we need. I'm more focused on right now to get good players. You've got to have facilities that don't cause you to lose them, which we don't. And then you've got to be able to pay them, competitively or more competitively than who you have to beat within your conference. And so I'm more of a generate money and push money to rev share and to assistant coaching salaries. To me, like, I want to be able to get good people around me.
Yeah.
I want to get good players and good coaches and keep them as long as we can keep them. And to me, that's way more important than a weight room with a few more square feet in it or, something else.
Is Tulane committed to the NIL and paying the coaches?
Yeah. They are. That's why we've been winning.
And you feel everything's in place to compete? And was there anything you requested as part of your deal to become head coach that's needed to really take it to the next level?
Just those things, just to continue to push to be at the top of our conference or right at the top in the competitive balance of the top of our conference in those things.
Hey, Coach, a few more questions. I know you got to run. How do you finish up the 2025 recruiting class strong? Adding any players by February out of high school?
Yeah, so we signed 17 players of the day, which was awesome job by our recruiting department and the staff that's going to stay here.
Yep.
To do that after head coach uncertainty. And, now we'll focus on retention. And then we will focus on after we, figure out who we're not going to retain. And look, guys, we're going to lose some guys. I mean, everybody, even Ohio State and Alabama loses guys.
Yep.
So that's part of it. But we've got to retain the young guys that are developing. That's how you continue to build great programs, and especially at this level. And then, we'll turn our eyes to the portal to fill the gaps that we need to fill. We've done a great job in the portal here the last few years for our level, and I expect us to again. And we'll get to January. we'll get into our off-season program and start building the 26 football team.
Yeah, no, I was about to ask you about the portal. You just answered that question. Yeah, I get Michael Hecht on from Greater New Orleans Inc. on Fridays, and he's always trying to lure new businesses here. And he also says, Corey, it's about retaining the businesses we have. And that's the transfer portal. You want to go get the players you need to fill some holes, and you want to retain the great players you have that make sure they don't leave. That's a balancing act, huh, Coach?
It is. It is. I'm more about. I'm a big believer in retention. I'm a big believer in young men we signed out of high school developing. When you look at the great players that have come out of Tulane the past few years, when you start talking about Michael Pratt, Jaquan Jackson, Tyjae Spears, Dorian Williams, Sincere Haynesworth, Cam Samples, who's in the NFL, Patrick Johnson, who's in the NFL, like those were signed out of high school and developed here. When you look at our great players that left in the portal to go to, those big-time Power Fours with all the money, from Mekhi Hughes to Oregon to Rashawn Pleasant to Auburn to Darian Mensah and his, big contract to Duke, all those were high school signees. So for the most part, our great players at Tulane have been high school signees. That doesn't mean that we're not going to attack the portal. We're going to attack it hard, but we can't lose sight of signing that foundation and developing those young men, because that's what works here.
Coach, any message to Green Wave fans as you guys get ready for Ole Miss a week from Saturday?
Yeah, get fired up, man. Like, what a great time to be a Green Wave fan. This has been a lot of fun what we've done, and it's not over. Like I said, we're going to continue to push, and I can't wait for the 26th season. I'm so excited about it. We're going to have a lot of fun together, but before that, we got to finish this season well, and we got to get over all this honeymoon stage with me being hired and all that. We got to remember that we got to finish this thing, and we got to go up to Oxford, and we've got to show everybody that we belong.
Well, Sumrall may have invented it, the RMFW, but Tulane bought it and trademarked it, so you can use it, Coach. It's yours now, RMFW.
No doubt.
Yeah. Hey, Will, thank you very much. I appreciate the time this afternoon.
Thank you guys so much, man. Roll Wave.
Roll Wave. That's new Tulane head football coach Will Hall joining us on the program on this sunny and nice Thursday afternoon, 61 degrees. Bradley Schneller, Stacked Coaching. StackedCoaching.com is the website. The new year's upon us. Christmas, holidays upon us. You want a great gift? Give him or her, or both of you, a Stacked Coaching membership. You get to go to a class like me with a bunch of other people that are like you, and everybody motivates everyone, and it's pretty amazing. It's a great place to work out. It's a great place for fitness, for wellness, and it's a great gift during the holiday season. StackedCoaching.com. You can find out everything there. Bradley Schneller, owner, operator of his gym on River Road, StackedCoaching.com, joins us. What up, Bradley?
What's happening, Corey? How are you, brother?
Doing well, man. Yourself?
Doing great, man.
Yep. I'm trying to get my notes together because I had a really good question for you. Oh, I guess the first one, it's holiday season. Can you be jolly and have a six-pack at holiday season? It seems like jolly got to be kind of chunky and fat.
Yeah, I think you can be jolly and have a six-pack. Why not?
I don't know. You just always think of...
Here's the short of it, right? Like, you have to have the six-pack before.
Yep. Yeah, I guess so. Yep, no doubt.
You just maintain the six-pack.
Yep. StackedCoaching.com is the website. It's about fitness and nutrition. Hey, Bradley, the holiday season, we just got over Thanksgiving. That can just be a 4-day binge, man, where you're just nibbling on crap all day long for days at a time and kind of justifying it because it's the holiday season. How do you be human and not a machine and enjoy the holiday season and maybe even slightly overindulge, but with some, I don't know, regulation to it, some resistance, some kind of barriers where you just don't go overboard?
Yeah, so you can enjoy yourself, but you have to remember, like, we're adults, right? We are not toddlers. Toddlers want everything all the time. As adults, we have the ability to recognize that we can't have everything all the time. And although we can have whatever we want, if you want to adhere to some type of goals, you do have to make sacrifices. So you have a holiday party, you have some holiday parties coming up. They need to be a little bit more buttoned up during the week, right? You have to be a little bit more careful about what you're eating when you are not in these settings. And if you do that, you can enjoy yourself a little bit more. Now, the key is when you are out at a holiday party, okay, you have to be able to step away when the time is right. Like I like to say, eat to 80% full. You know, that 80% full is, I could go take off in a jog right now if I wanted to and not feel like I'm going to die.
Wow. That's a pretty, I was about to ask you, how do you know what 80% is? You know, that's a pretty good when you can eat and actually go run afterwards. Yeah, that just seems to be one of the bigger problems. What about like alcohol consumption? How do you avoid that when everybody around you is getting hammered?
Yeah, I mean, again, it depends on what your goals, right? Like if you're someone who likes to enjoy alcohol, then by all means enjoy some alcohol. But again, just remember that it's not free calories, right?
Yep.
There's still calories in that alcohol beverage. You still have to watch it just as if you were eating. A good rule of thumb I like to have is alternate alcoholic beverages with glasses of water. And if you do that, you can limit the amount of alcohol you have and cut the calories down possibly in half.
Yeah, I remember one time you asked the class, like, what are bad foods? And everybody starts rattling off answers, and you're just laughing. Ice cream, I said M&Ms, things with sugar, stuff like that. You're like, none of it's bad. There's no bad food. You just said the quantities and how you eat it and all that can be bad.
Yeah, it's the same thing with alcohol, right? Like there's all these studies, if you pay attention enough, right? Like, oh, alcohol in this dose might, be helpful here and there. Like I'm a big believer in moderation, and I have a hard time, there's like Andrew Huberman was recently on Bill Maher talking about how all alcohol is bad and that we shouldn't have it at all, right? But the reality is they've been drinking alcohol since the dawn of man.
Yep.
And so as long as we are keeping that in mind, that it is poison in a way, right? And we can limit that as much as possible.
Yep.
Then again, it's not an issue.
Yep. Bradley, before we let you go, why should someone get a gift card for their husband or wife or for both family members for the holiday season? Why should someone give themselves or their family a membership to Stacked Coaching?
Yeah, I mean, look, we are all about longevity in here. We're about creating a lifestyle. And I've never met someone who started Stacked and regretted it. And I go through a ton of reviews. I hear when people leave the gym, no one ever leaves the gym because they're like, you know what? I regret starting there. No, they leave the gym because they move or their job situation changes, whatever it might be. But like you were giving someone the ability to not only better their lives, but also to prolong their life as well.
Yep, no doubt. I definitely feel it, trying to get younger. StackedCoaching.com's the website. Get with Brad. Get a membership. Perfect gift for the holidays. Perfect New Year's resolution. Bradley, thank you.
Thanks, Corey. Have a good one.
Collision
Glasses that everyone
Center.
else
It's
is
open
wearing.
now.
Stand out
We
from the
fix
crowd.
cars
Come
and
to
trucks.
Art-
We do all makes and models. And it doesn't have to be a Ford or a Lincoln. It could be whatever you're driving. 32,000 square feet under roof. Now open at 3101 Williams Boulevard. It's all about you, the customer, getting the most for your dollar. I would say the most perfect collision center anywhere. The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, 3101 Williams Boulevard. Go check it out.
Word is, one of the best restaurants in New Orleans isn't even in New Orleans. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. Cross the lake and taste what you're missing. Tuesday through Saturday, Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville.
Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes are magazine, as unique as you.
When USA Today ranked the 10 best must-visit New Orleans restaurants for travelers, Mid-City's own Katie's made the list. USA Today says Scott Craig is chef-owner at Katie's, a much-loved Creole Italian eatery that draws armies of regulars for lunch, brunch, and dinner. A neighborhood spot where locals congregate and New Orleans-style hospitality rules. Indeed it does. Katie's in Mid-City.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Artificial turf custom golf putting greens. Beautiful, functional, zero maintenance. Call New Orleans' own LGD Lawn and Landscapes and get your free estimate.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters. And you'll never have to clean your gutters again. Ever. I guarantee it. Let Audubon Gutters install Leaf Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home. And right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters' 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now. Get out of that gutter and get on the phone. At Audubon Gutters.
Yeah, you right. Crescent City and beyond. Corey Johnson back at you. Thanks so much for joining us. Thursday afternoon edition of the program. Man, if you're just joining us, you've missed a lot. Tulane head football coach Will Hall joined us. New Tulane head football coach Will Hall joined us for probably a good 20 minutes, huh, Mario Brothers? He was with us a while.
Yeah, he was candid, man. Gave some good answers.
Yeah, he definitely did. You can check that out after the fact at 6 o'clock on X, on YouTube, on Spotify via the podcast. Bradley Schneller from Stacked Coaching was just with us. A great holiday gift, perfect New Year's resolution. Get in shape. Go to stackedcoaching.com. Call Bradley. Find out about membership for you and your spouse. An animal rescue fire in, I believe it was Bogalusa, up on the North Shore, about an hour north of New Orleans. Jeff Dorson, Humane Society of Louisiana, his group sweeping in to save some dogs that need our help. What's up, Jeff?
Hey, Corey, you're so right. The Humane Societies actually provide all these different services that people may not know about. Sometimes we have to work with adult protection services when an elderly person is no longer able to care for their animals. Sometimes we team up with the Red Cross. They take care of the fire victims, humans, and we have to take care of the animals. And the list goes on. So when you support your local Humane Societies, you're getting a pretty good deal for your money because it spreads out around different communities for different functions. So it's interesting. Most people think it's just picking up and housing a few animals, but actually it's far more than that. Plus, we always help police with their investigations. They're not going to go in and pick up animals, but if they invite us to, we will.
No, and it's Louisiana, 64 parishes. More than half of the 64 have no animal shelter in place at all. Some that do, you wouldn't consider an animal shelter. You know, a chain link fence with a blue tarp over it, literally, out on the edge of town. So in Louisiana, we do a very poor job. That's why Jeff has been here for 35 plus years, doing all the heavy lifting. And all we have to do is donate a little bit of money. That's it. And then we can walk away and know that Jeff is going to do all the crappy work, the hard work. So go to their website, humanela.org, and donate right now. humanela.org. Donate and donate generously, because you'll know giving your money to these guys, you're saving cats and dogs, kittens and puppies, goats, horses, animals in all kind of situations. And this Bogalusa house fire, how many dogs?
2 survived, several didn't.
Ugh.
1 cat survived. Kitten and dog are still unaccounted for. Probably, unfortunately, didn't make it either.
No, that's awful. That's terrible. Yep.
So be safe. Put out all your candles before you go to bed at night, and just check your wiring. You don't want to lose your home during the holidays.
No, you're right about that. humanela.org is the website. What else is going on, Jeff?
Well, it's that time of year, and you'd think people would be nicer to animals, but here we are in Avoyelles, another place without shelter. As you mentioned, one of the 33, 4 puppies dumped. 2 were in ditches and 2 on the side of the road, different places, and the same results. These poor puppies left in the shivering rain. What are you thinking, everybody? Think puppies going to make it on their own on a busy highway?
No, they're not thinking. It's like people that litter. I don't want the trash in their car. They just throw out the car, and then their problem is solved. Dumping the puppies in the ditch, their problem is solved. No, those people need to be held accountable.
And they go home. Yep. And so we're helped with the sheriff and police a lot. Lots of arrests lately, which is good, because we tell police there's no point in us going into getting these abused animals if you don't cuff them or write them a ticket. So
No,
luckily,
exactly.
Yeah, otherwise they'll just keep repeating it. So unfortunately, a woman in Avoyelles, that place is a hotbed for animal abuse, 75, probably has a touch of a dementia, but 6 dogs dead in her yard, 4 alive without being fed for a long time. So she had to face the consequences. She's been charged with 2 counts of aggravated cruelty. Well, good for Avoyelles. She probably needs adult protection services, but at least we helped get the animals away from her, as we should.
No,
So
it's that
it
part.
goes on and on.
It's that part. It's those people being held responsible, and it sends a message to other deviant idiots that, boy, they're going to arrest you. You're going to go to jail. That's what happened to Jimmy, whatever.
Yep, that's exactly right. So we want headlines. When you do bad against an animal, well, then your mugshot should be on the front cover of the paper. So we always send out these press releases all the time, all over the state. Why? Because we want to raise consciousness and we want to change the culture, as you and I have talked about. Indifference leads to suffering. Consequences leads to better results.
Yep. Jeff Dorson's with us for a few more minutes. We toss him a bone every week on a Thursday. Every May, we have a fundraiser the month of May, Humane May fundraiser. Yeah, we're going to either go to 12, I think 15,000 this year. Jeff's going to be the goal. Inflation, higher costs, all that.
Yep. And I've been listening to, you wouldn't think there's a corollary here, but you can learn from anybody. I'm a Hoosier, born and raised in Bloomington, Indiana, home of IU, who's had the worst football team for 40 years. New coach, 2 years. I've been listening to him. His thinking is what propelled them to a 13-0. Because he says he wants an edge, so he's always learning. So I'm listening to him. How do I become more effective in my job? As we all want in our life, in our jobs, how do we get better in a shorter period of time? And so that's what I've been listening in my spare time, how to get better at what I do, listening to coaches who are successful.
Yep. Well, one thing, consistency over time equals success, and you've been ridiculously consistent for 35 years, and that's why you are successful. And proof's in your record. Thousands and thousands and thousands of animals' lives saved, and thousands and thousands and thousands of more animals' lives improved that were suffering.
Well, I want to go to the Rose Bowl when it comes to helping animals. So I've got to improve and up my game to expand. What happened? We only bring in about $1 million a year, which isn't much after 36 years. So I'm thinking, what would it take to bring in $5 million? And that's my goal. I'm going to have to do things much differently, hire different people, think differently, produce different results to enlarge our group 5 times within a year. So, we all have goals. That's mine.
Yeah, I think to do that, got to go outside Louisiana and get money from people that care about animals, that are wealthy in like California, New York, that kind of thing.
You're right. Yeah, well, that's my goal, because I'm getting too old at this to turn 68. I've got to do better, increase our revenue stream, increase everything. I'm tired of the suffering and the abuse, and I'm going to do something about it.
I like that, Jeff. And you can sell that to those outsiders, because you're an outsider. Like, Louisiana needs our help, that kind of thing. And it's all true. You're not lying. There's Blue Boy telling you thanks for what you do, Jeff.
Merry Christmas, brother.
Yeah, you're right. Talk to you next week. That's Jeff Dorson. HumaneLA.org is the website. Please go to it right now and donate right now, not later. Right now, HumaneLA.org. You'll feel good about it. Coming right back, Billy Nungesser joining us.
You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson on TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube, on radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
It's 5 p.m.
Ford F-150, #1 seller in America. What about in the USA? Let's see, what about in the world? Who sells more trucks than Ford? Nobody. It's because the Lamarck team is the real team. All that makes it happen is one goal. Everybody having a great experience at Lamarck Ford. We became #1 for a reason, because we're good. And we need to prove it every day, every deal, all the time.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com. My Sittu, that's Arabic for grandmother, used to make the best football kibbe. You can experience kibbe just like my grandmother used to make, and so many other Middle Eastern favorites on the streetcar line. Lebanon's Cafe.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on Magazine, as unique as you.
Isn't it time to have that dream backyard you've always wanted? LGD Lawn and Landscapes can make it happen with artificial turf installation. Synthetic turf gives you the look and feel of natural grass. You get a beautiful lawn without the ongoing expenses of maintenance and no puddles, meaning you won't be tracking grass or dirt into the house. Let LGD come to your house and give you a free estimate. NOLALGD.com.
South Shore residents that love good food are making the short trip across the lake to Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. North Shore folks have known about Gallagher's 527 for years. Now the South Shore has discovered this hidden gem. One of the metro area's best restaurants is less than 30 minutes away. Take the quick trip across the lake and experience Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. As good as it gets.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters. And you'll never have to clean your gutters again. Ever. I guarantee it. Let Audubon Gutters install Leaf Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home. And right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters' 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now.
Get out of that gutter and get on the phone. At Audubon Gutters.
In New Orleans, we don't eat to live, we live to eat.
More is better.
Scott Craig of Katie's.
That is our slogan. More is better at Katie's. It means more of everything. Not just more food, more smiles, more friendship, more love. More. When you do something, you have to do it right. You know, it's all about more, and it's all more of the good things.
Get more at Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City.
Yeah, you right, Crescent City and beyond. Corey Johnson back at you. 5 o'clock power hours upon us. Hey, Green Wave fans, if you missed the 4 o'clock hour, you missed a lot. The questions you would want asked. New Tulane head football coach Will Hall was with us for about 20 minutes. Now, in about 55 minutes, straight up 6 o'clock, you can go to my Twitter, at Corey Johnson. It is New Orleans. At Corey Johnson on Twitter. Follow me. And you can check out that Will Hall interview a little after 6 o'clock. You can also check it out a little after 6 o'clock in about 55 minutes on my YouTube channel, The Neutral Ground with Corey Johnson. Click to subscribe to that. It doesn't cost anything. Or via the podcast on Spotify after 6 o'clock. About 15 minutes into the show, around 4:20, 20 good minutes with Will Hall, like 20 minutes. Green Wave fans, check it out. I think you'll like it. Asking the questions you'd want asked. And if anything, I'm like a fan, you know. If anything, I lean like pro-wave. But I try to do a fair, objective interview where I'm not kissing Will Hall's rear end, and I'm not out to get him either. Just fair questions that you would want to ask and you would want the answers to. So check that out. Yeah, every day we're on radio, we're on TV, we're on YouTube, we're on X. After the fact, lots of short clips on 5 different social media platforms. You can check us out, Corey Johnson, The Neutral Ground, in some form or fashion, either my name, The Neutral Ground with my name, on X, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. Thursday afternoon edition of the program, Mario Brothers, a.k.a. Latin X, at the controls. Mario, we've got Billy Nungesser joining us in a little while, Lieutenant Governor. I don't know when we're going to be able to get in your outfit du jour. We might as well squeeze it in right now. Get that bad boy going.
I don't get how guys dress today. I mean, come on.
Mario Brothers, a.k.a. Latinx. We're always trying to figure out what shirt or blouse he is wearing. Isn't blouse like a Spanish word and a man can wear a blouse?
A blusa, yeah.
It's not like feminine, is it?
I'm not sure. I think it is.
It is feminine even in Spanish?
Yeah. I
Okay, so no man's wearing a blouse.
No man's
all right,
wearing a
sorry,
blouse.
Mario.
It's all good. Maybe
All right.
similar language.
Yep.
But today yesterday I was wearing the Guatemalan shirt with
Yes.
the Gallo beer.
Yeah, but it's usually sports related, like 99.9% of the time. And yesterday you peeled off some sports related sweatshirt to reveal the Gallo beer.
Same
right?
sweatshirt today,
Wow.
which is off now, and I'm wearing your basic purple and gold LSU polo.
In a dry wicking type material, not cotton.
Yeah, very comfortable, very flowy shirt.
Yes.
Getting hyped for the Texas Bowl, baby.
It's the highlight of the program, Mario's outfit du jour. Corey Johnson with you. I just noticed every day Mario's usually got some sports team on. Tulane, LSU, Pelicans, or Saints mostly. Today it's Louisiana State University and Agricultural and Mechanical College.
Yes, sir.
AKA LSU.
Class of 2017, baby.
2017. Geez and Pete's. I'm class of 91.
Nice.
Got to go back to that other century, Mario.
Man.
I noticed I think it's called the South Quad. If you go to my Twitter, I reposted it. Check out those renderings on my Twitter, Mario. You'll be impressed.
Yeah, we were just talking about it,
President
man.
Rouse, I'm going to have to get him on the show. Roos. Is it Roos? Yeah, it's Roos. Huh?
I'm pretty sure it's Roos.
Yep.
Yeah.
I need to get him on the show because, just seeing what like Alabama and Ole Miss and these other, what they do. Check out the video, Mario. It's pretty neat. LSU broke ground on a $200 million residence hall.
Oh, nice.
$200 million.
Looking at it now.
It's going to house 1,200 freshmen. It's over by like the old golf course. I guess it's by walk-ons over in that direction by the business school.
Yeah.
Yeah, it says it's located by the business education complex.
That's like the hard
The
campus.
South Quad project will serve engineering and business students. Expected to open the fall of 2027. Pretty cool.
Looks good, man.
It looks really good. It's still got that kind of, the Italian kind of architecture, the Greek Italian architecture, like the quad.
Yes.
Those stucco buildings with the red roof.
Yeah, just like the North Quad.
Yep. I don't know if you know Mario Brothers, aka Latinx. It's a copycat of Stanford's campus.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah. And once Middleton Library is imploded, the quad will be so much better. Yeah. It's a cross. I don't know if you've seen it from above.
Yes.
But in the middle of the cross is damn Middleton Library, so it cuts off the upper wings, the left and right and the top.
Yeah.
And the quad just becomes south of, of Middleton Library.
Did they ever renovate Middleton Library?
No, they're imploding that thing. They're supposed to build a new state-of-the-art library.
Oh, okay, good.
But Middleton Library is going to be gone, and that'll recreate the original quad. That library should have never been built in that spot to begin with.
Yeah, it was the last few years. The pictures and videos have been embarrassing.
Last few years, it's been since I was a kid.
Yeah,
it's a piece of crap.
Longer than that.
No, I mean it's
good news.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
No, it's beyond good news. Anyway, no, check out on my Twitter at Corey Johnson, and yeah, those renderings are pretty nice. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get Roos on the program, President Roos, to discuss that. Jazz Fest acts revealed. I don't know if Jazz Fest revealed them or not, or if they just were leaked. But the 2026 Jazz Fest, the acts have been announced indirectly or directly. Eagles, Stevie Nicks, Rod Stewart, Kings of Leon, Lainey Wilson, Teddy Swims, John Baptiste, Tyler Childers, David Byrne, the Black Keys, Trombone Shorty, Tedeschi Trucks Band, Widespread Panic, the Isley Brothers, Herbie Hancock, Little Feat, Cyril Neville, Irma Thomas, Ziggy Marley, and lots and lots and lots and lots of others. Anyway, Jazz and Heritage Festival coming up the last weekend in April, the first weekend in May. 8 days. Jazz Fest 2026. Yeah, you right. I guess we now wait on the cube so we can do our scheduling. 766-9480 is the phone number. 766-9480, 5 o'clock power hour this afternoon, brought to you by Total Maintenance. Hopefully, and I think for most of us, we're not going to need air conditioning or heating help anytime soon. But some of the listeners or viewing audience members, you're going to need it soon. When you do need air conditioning or heat help, think Total Maintenance. They've been at it over 40 years in Southeast Louisiana, and they have a sterling reputation. Like almost perfect. Because it's fair and honest, Lucas and the boys. Incapable of screwing you around. That's just a fact. I don't just say that lightly, fair and honest. No, fair and honest. Incapable of screwing you around. I don't know about you. I don't want to learn about air conditioning. I want someone I can unequivocally trust. That's fair and honest, Lucas and the boys, air conditioning experts that come immediately with a sense of urgency because your AC or heat's not working right. And they've got like 30 plus techs, 30 plus trucks, hundreds of years of experience. They diagnose it right away. Lucas diagnosed my last air conditioning problem over the phone, and he was right. No, they're pros. And this holiday season, I mean, I remember a few years back, this is a fact. I'm not making up a, commercial anecdote. It was a Sunday in like March. It was kind of balmy. The AC went out. Phil from Total Maintenance was there and got me going again on a Sunday. By the way, it was Easter Sunday. Easter Sunday. That's total maintenance. Weekday, weekend, overnight, or holiday. They're there. So if some bad news hits where your AC or heat's not working right on Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, total maintenance is there for you. In New Orleans, in Baton Rouge, if you need air conditioning help, think total maintenance, tm-ac.com. Total maintenance, tm-ac.com. Boy, sunny and nice today as we head towards nighttime, dusk. Very dusky out there. But boy, sunny and nice. Creeping back into the 50s. We peaked out today around 61 degrees, a little cooler than yesterday, but really, really nice weather. Tomorrow looks like more of the same. Waking up, just like today. Today we woke up early, high 40s. And then within a few hours, it was pretty warm. Tomorrow we'll have like a 30-degree swing almost in the city. A good 25 plus degrees. We'll go from like 45, 47 to low 70s, like 71, 72, 73 tomorrow. Saturday, 74. Then a cold front coming in Sunday night with some rain. Monday, we could wake up to like 35 degrees. Tuesday, same thing, like 35 degrees. And then warming back up right to the 70s. You got to love living in New Orleans. Seriously. I always talk about our people and our culture and history and architecture, food, music, lots of great things. But boy, we live here, a lot of us, because of the weather. Much rather live in July, August heat than January, February blizzard conditions like up north. Not even comparable, to us at least. And then, we got 2 seasons down here. I wish we had 4 seasons. My sister lives in Virginia, about a couple hours outside of D.C. They get 4 seasons, like 90 days of fall, 90 days of spring, 90 days of summer, 90 days of winter. Crazy. 3 months of each. Beautiful. We get 6 months of summer, and we get 6 months of non-summer. And our non-summer season's spectacular, like right now. Cold and warm and wonderful and blue skies and nice. Tough to beat. Billy Nungesser is going to join us in a few minutes, our lieutenant governor. Stick around.
Word is, one of the best restaurants in New Orleans isn't even in New Orleans. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. Cross the lake and taste what you're missing. Tuesday through Saturday. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Francesca Deli and Pizzeria has over 15 specialty sandwiches, a big 10-ounce burger, and some of the best pizza in New Orleans. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End.
Artificial turf custom golf putting greens. Beautiful, functional, zero maintenance. Call New Orleans' own LGD Lawn and Landscapes and get your free estimate. There's a Middle Eastern restaurant that's less than 5 minutes from where Causeway and River Road meet. Lebanon's Cafe. Convenient to Old Metairie and Old Jefferson. Carrollton at Jeanette on the streetcar line. Lebanon's Cafe.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, insagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, insagency.com.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Scott Craig of Katie's Restaurant.
All of my ingredients are fresh. Nothing comes out of a can here. Nothing. All of our seafood is Louisiana. All of our vegetables are Louisiana vegetables. It's a neighborhood restaurant.
Katie's in Mid-City. New Orleans talk giant Corey Johnson on the neutral ground.
I'll have the entire city of New Orleans in the palm of my hand.
In Metro New Orleans on 93.9 FM and 107.9 FM. Also from Baton Rouge to Pensacola, Florida on 600 AM and 1560.
Hoping new Tulane head football coach Will Hall is the right call. Will Hall, the right call. We'll find out. We'll find out if he continues what Willie Fritz and John Summerall have done. One thing I thought was kind of interesting. Obviously, Will Hall's going to, if I had to guess, his contract, I would assume might be $2 million a year, maybe. Summerall was making about 3.5 on his extension. So I think he's definitely making less than that. And also I asked Will Hall, Blake Baker was reportedly, getting the job, and reportedly facility upgrades were part of his deal. Was facility upgrades part of your deal? And he said no, which, Tulane, I understand, like the lower salary thing, that makes sense. You're bringing in an unproven coach. Of course, he's not going to make what John Summerall made. I have no problem with the salary being less. Why would I? But you're going to give Blake Baker reportedly upgraded facilities, and that's not included with Will Hall. It's almost like Tulane's like, hey, guys, we're going to save some money on the contract, and we don't have to upgrade the facilities. It's like Will Hall, I mean, I'm not saying this in a mean way at all. He's sort of an incidental. The facility should be being updated and upgraded no matter who the coach is. If it's Blake Baker, Will Hall, whatever, I get, doing something extra to lure in the coveted coach. I get it. But just because you didn't get your first choice and whatever, I don't know if it settles the right word. You went with Will Hall. The upgraded facility should still be part of it. And Will Hall answered that just immediately. No. So there aren't updated facilities part of Will Hall's deal. And I think that's a problem with Tulane athletic department and the university as a whole. I'm not saying they nickel and dime everything. I think that mentality's changed a lot, but I still don't think they're full-blown proactive in the athletic department. I still think it's a little reactive. I think it's what can we get away with and still, be perceived as, winning and all of that. Cutting corners a little, that type of stuff. That worries me a little.
Just praying they keep some of this momentum. Like maybe they won't be a playoff team next season with Coach Hall's first
Which
team.
would be fine.
Yeah, but give me
as long as you're like 9-3, 10-2.
Give me like 8-9 wins, at least compete in the American to not, lose prestige there. But yeah, gotta be realistic. But at the same time, you don't want to lose all the momentum they have.
Boy, but the expectations are almost unrealistic. It's like you need to make a 5th championship game because you've gone to 4 straight. That's the expectation. You better be in the running for the playoff because that's the expectation. It's kind of that's what's going on. I mean, don't get to the conference championship game, Mario, next year. That would be a disappointment. Folks would be questioning Will Hall right away.
Yeah, this is maybe like a lazy comparison, but just given the situation and his, first tenure as a head coach, it draws so many parallels to the Saints promoting Dennis Allen when Sean Payton left.
Oh, no, but I liked what Will Hall said, though, which was different from Dennis Allen. Will Hall's like, things change. It's not a continuation. Yes. I'm not Willie Fritz. You got to, if you're not moving it up and changing, you're going to fall behind. So Dennis Allen was more like continuing what we've got here. That's sort of the Saints mentality, continuing. And that failed because they didn't have the Will Hall approach that one constant is change. So at least he's got the right message.
Yeah, exactly. And I thought what he said about Coach Summerall was interesting, that he did that, carrying over a lot of stuff that Willie Fritz was doing well.
Yeah, that's like Les Miles with Saban. He brought in a bunch of his stuff and he kept a lot of what Saban established because it was just like the obvious commonsensical thing, and it was the correct, right thing. It was the best approach.
Yeah. And your boy Coach O did the same, retained Dave Aranda.
Kept a lot of Les Miles' stuff in place, no doubt.
That's a good quality.
Which was Saban's stuff, some of it.
And that's a good quality for a coach, man.
No,
a lot of coaches are not.
An insecure one's going to be like, changing everything.
Yeah.
It's like, that's a great thing. Why would you change that?
Yeah, and you got to have, just like you have an eye for talent for players, it's good to have an eye for talent for coaches, like the young coordinators, so you don't have to overspend to get,
no doubt.
retreaded coaches.
I just don't like Tulane, Blake Baker. We're going to upgrade facilities. Will Hall, we're not upgrading facilities now.
But I prefer you and a lot of people were floating like names like Jimbo Fisher and stuff.
I just threw it out like, do you go all out?
Exactly. But even though someone like Will Hall doesn't have like the success that somebody like that has, I feel like he's somebody good to have in because he still has the experience.
No. And I think he's loyal, Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Will Hall could be at Tulane a long, long time.
Oh, that man eats, breathes, and sleeps Tulane. You could tell.
Speaking of eating, Lebanon's Cafe open till 9:30. They open up every day at 11 a.m. and they stay open throughout the day. Lunchtime, late lunch, midday meal, early dinner, late dinner. 11 a.m. to 9:30. They're at Carrollton and Jeanette by the streetcar barn. All your favorite Middle Eastern sides, lamb chops, shish kebab, priced right, big portions, fresh, authentic. You can't go wrong. Lebanon's Cafe, Carrollton and Jeanette by the streetcar barn. Sunny and nice earlier today. Now we're heading towards nighttime. Comfortable temperatures in the high 50s. Get outside, enjoy it. Outdoor dining at Lebanon's Cafe right now. Enjoy this weather. 2 weeks away. Christmas, just 2 weeks away. Jazz Fest revealed. Acts revealed, I should say, for Jazz Fest. Yesterday, Billy Nungesser said there has to be a better way. Billy Nungesser and I are on the same page on this. Now, he's probably doesn't think the immigration sweeps are strictly political fodder, which I think it's all political theater, 110%. It's a joke. I think the latest reports are 111 have been arrested in 5 days by these immigration sweeps, 111. How many of the 111 do you think are violent criminals? I bet you it's about a dozen or 15. Now, some of y'all are going, it's a dozen or 15. They got a dozen or 15 off the street. Yeah, and then 90 other people were inconvenienced. Well, that's just how it is. Hey, Whitey, or whatever you are, how would you like it if your group of people were just rounded up because you're what you are and you're innocent, but they happen to get some violent criminals? You'd be okay with that? Having your day, your inconvenienced, your job threatened, your livelihood threatened, that's okay? You have to have a little empathy and understand things beyond your own wheelhouse. And of the 111 arrests, I want to know how many are violent criminals. And I guarantee you when we find out, it's going to be like a dozen of 111. And it's going to be like 50 that were citizens or people that have a visa and were wrongly detained. No, Billy Nungesser simply said exactly what I think. Violent criminals, of course we want them off the street. I'm all for some proactive federal law enforcement sweep of violent criminals. But there has to be a better way. The quote from Billy Nungesser, there has to be a better way. And he's right. Governor Landry responded to Nungesser's comments saying, disappointing. No, the hardcore right, like Landry, that are just pro-president no matter what, that love all this political theater, that are experts at it, of course they love it. They think it's perfect. They think there's no problem with it. They don't think anyone's civil rights are being abused or the Constitution being walked on or any of that. I mean, just on the surface, ICE agents jumping out of unmarked vehicles with masks on and vests. I mean, what city are we living in? What planet are we living in? Not identifying themselves properly? I mean, personally, without somebody holding a badge up, I'm ignoring them. And then when I get tackled and I'm a U.S. citizen, I'm suing them and I'm winning. Like I said, there's going to be more lawsuits, in my opinion. And I'm talking like viable claims, not Morris Bart crap. More real, legitimate claims than actual violent criminals being arrested. Now, forget about, the people getting arrested. They're all violent criminals. Please, like I said, 111 arrested so far, reportedly. I bet you a dozen are violent criminals. No, there'll be more people attacked, harassed, tackled, beat up, abused that are U.S. citizens, have a visa, wrongly detained or arrested, that have a right to sue and will win than violent criminals arrested. Now, this is a farce. Like I keep saying, political theater. Billy Nungesser's got it right. No, let's get the violent criminals. Illegals that are violent criminals, let's get them. But there has to be a better way of going about it. And that's totally true. Totally true. Hey, if you have a real injury, if you have a real claim, if you need a real lawyer that can deliver real results, Kiefer and Kiefer is for you. To find out more, to learn more, KieferandKiefer.com. A New Orleans law firm for decades, committed to their clients, helping people that are in need. KieferandKiefer.com. Corey Johnson with you on a Thursday. Yeah, you right. Mario Brothers, a.k.a. Latin X, at the controls, fielding your phone calls at 766-9480. 766-9480. Mario Brothers, a.k.a. Latinx, what did you think of new Tulane head football coach Will Hall and what he had to say?
I thought he gave some good answers, man. I loved what he had to say about being an underdog and going into this Ole Miss game, their mentality, all of that. Like, he seems like he is definitely focused on the future of Tulane and taking that job serious, but also doing his duties for the current team.
Not that he did not know all this already, but I just like to remind him about, and I said blackboard material. Not supposed to be in the playoff, shouldn't be here.
Yeah.
Don't have a chance, got ripped already by Ole Miss. It's a farce.
Motivation's a hell of a thing, man.
Yep.
Like, I feel like on all levels of football that still happens and it still impacts.
I mean, Mario Brothers, don't get me wrong. Ole Miss, the coaches, everything could just click and they could be perfect on a week from Saturday.
Yeah.
And they could just be rolling. I just think human nature, subconsciously, they're thinking, maybe not on the surface, like, we beat this team 45-10. We beat them by 5 touchdowns. I just think they're going to be not as aggressive practice all week, not as aggressive in the game, a little off the accelerator, maybe not mentally crisp and sharp. I might be wrong, but I think that's going to be the case. I know how big it is for Ole Miss, home playoff game, all of that. I think subconsciously, unconsciously, indirectly, however you want to say it, they're going to think we own this team. This is a cakewalk. Look at the national media thinks they shouldn't even be here.
Yeah.
Who are we playing in the second round? Georgia at the Sugar Bowl?
Yeah. Also, just based on being more experienced alone, John Summerall is a better head coach than Pete Golding. Pete Golding, maybe it doesn't matter, but he just looks like disheveled. His hair is not combed. Like, he just doesn't look like a head coach. And Coach Summerall definitely is one.
Corey Johnson with you. Coming right back with Billy Nungesser.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
There's a Middle Eastern restaurant that's less than 5 minutes from where Causeway and River Road meet, Lebanon's Cafe. Convenient to Old Metairie and Old Jefferson. Carrollton at Jeanette on the streetcar line, Lebanon's Cafe.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Isn't it time to have that dream backyard you've always wanted? LGD Lawn and Landscapes can make it happen with artificial turf installation. Synthetic turf gives you the look and feel of natural grass. You get a beautiful lawn without the ongoing expenses of maintenance and no puddles, meaning you won't be tracking grass or dirt into the house. Let LGD come to your house and give you a free estimate. NOLALGD.com. Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
In New Orleans, we don't eat to live, we live to eat.
More is better.
Scott Craig of Katie's.
That is our slogan. More is better at Katie's. It means more of everything. Not just more food, more smiles, more friendship, more love, more. When you do something, you have to do it right. You know, it's all about more, and it's called more of the good things.
Get more at Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamarck Automotive Complex, there's something called Quick Lane. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We're doing all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience. Right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
South Shore residents that love good food are making the short trip across the lake to Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. North Shore folks have known about Gallagher's 527 for years. Now the South Shore has discovered this hidden gem. One of the metro area's best restaurants is less than 30 minutes away. Take the quick trip across the lake and experience Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. As good as it gets. Uptown, Carrollton, Riverbend, Holly Grove, Gerttown, Gentilly, Lakefront, West Bank, Lakeview. It's Corey Johnson on the neutral ground, where New Orleans is heard.
Welcome back. Thursday afternoon edition of the program. Corey Johnson with you. Billy Nungesser, Lieutenant Governor, staunch conservative, a Republican. He has been talking about the immigration sweeps. He says, they said we're getting rid of the criminals. These people, a lot of them have played by the rules and have a work visa and now are fearful. He goes on to say, we all want the criminals gone. That they're pulling these people out of homes, I just don't know. And especially during Christmas time, it's not a good situation. I'm afraid it's going to have a negative effect on the tourism industry. It doesn't seem like they take advice from any of the locals. I'm at a loss for words. Billy Nungesser, Lieutenant Governor, says there has to be a better way. He joins us live on the program. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Hope you had a good Thanksgiving, Billy.
I did, my friend. Merry Christmas to you.
How you been doing?
Oh, I've had better days.
Why not a good day?
Well, I get a call from the Home Builders Association. They're knocking on doors of his employees that have legal work visas. They won't open the door. So then today they put a notice to appear in court tomorrow. They, have a work visa, and the word is they're holding them until that work visa expires and then deporting them. That just seems wrong to me. And there's no clear rule. One lady has a hearing to become a citizen, I think next year. Her lawyer told you, stay at home. If they grab you, they're going to deport you and you're going to have to start all over. That just doesn't seem right to me. And so there's got to be a better way. And so I've talked to 3 general managers at hotels that tell me nobody's showing up for work to clean the rooms, restaurants, these home builders saying, they're fearful. One lady told me her 2 daughters were coming in for Christmas from New York. They're citizens, but they're dark-skinned, and they're scared because they're grabbing people and detaining them till they can prove they're citizens. It's got to be a better way.
And I think I'm amazed there's 250 agents, Billy. I've looked at FBI binders that have, like, in New Orleans, for instance, in Orleans Parish, they say there's like 300 or 400 violent criminals. They know who they are. They've got their rap sheets, all of that. It's like, let's go after those people that we know. And illegal or migrant workers that are violent criminals, to me, they're no different than a citizen that's a violent criminal. I want to get them too, but I just think this is sort of political nonsense in a big way.
Well, if the and look, you don't know what's true or not. If the rumor is true that they got a quota of 5,000 people, is that just taking anybody? There's a councilwoman from the North Shore. They took her son's wife. 31 days they kept her in detainment.
Wow.
He's in the National Guard. I believe when they got a release, she was on a bus headed to the airport. Had they not got a release, she couldn't come back for 10 years, they were told.
Wow.
That just doesn't seem right. Her husband's serving in the military, and the two kids had to go stay with the grandmother for 31 days. I mean, these horror stories. And look, how long are they going to be here? Nobody's talking and saying what the plan is, telling people if you have a work visa, go to work, you're okay. It's fear amongst the community, and nobody knows. Are they holding people until, or if you've got a path to citizenship, are you going to have to go be deported and start over? That's what they're saying, but nobody's talking. And are we going to keep this up until all 12 million illegals that Biden let in are gone? I mean, is that really feasible?
No.
There should be a couple different avenues to citizenship. If you've been here working and you ain't been paying taxes, pay your back taxes, and let's set up a plan. But it just seems like we're trying to get numbers at any cost, and that's not a good thing.
No, and I think that's a great point. And I think the numbers are BS. I mean, there's like reported about 60,000 migrant workers, illegals in Louisiana. I'm sure Mississippi's somewhat similar or even less. Where do they come up with this 5,000 number? And then, Billy, I think a point that you and I are in full agreement on, everybody wants these violent criminals off the streets, citizen or illegal. So
absolutely,
all these arrests aren't violent criminals. That's the part of the problem as well.
Yeah, and look, and I know people want all the illegals gone if you snuck into this but what about these people that are married, been here, and have applied for citizenship that they're grabbing out of their homes? You know, every time, I got some hate mail today. Let the criminals go live with Nungesser. Well, listen, why has it got to be all or nothing?
Yeah, exactly.
I think the far right and the far left has to take a chill pill, and that's why I support open primary. Everybody's worried about getting primaried out, so nobody comes together in the middle to make good common sense decisions.
That's brilliant, Billy. You nailed it. That's 110% right. The extreme left and the extreme right have to chill out. This all or nothing. You can't deport 12 million people. They commit less crimes, the migrants, than citizens do, percentage-wise. So this is all, I think it's all a farce. I think it's political theater, and I think it's nonsense. And then usually, after a sweep takes place, the feds announce it. This is announced before. It's sort of unprecedented in a way. It's normally it'd be like, hey, the feds announced Operation Catahoula sweep, whatever, crunch, and we arrested 100 violent criminals. Instead, there's reportedly 111 arrests. I'm curious to know, of the 111, first off, how many are legitimate, like have criminal records, and how many of those criminals are violent criminals? Well,
and how about these ones that they've detained until they find out so they can prove they're a citizen? It's got people fearful. If you're from another country, and even if you're here legally, they're fearing to leave their house.
Yep.
I mean, for being dragged out of a vehicle.
Governor Jeff Landry said your comments were disappointing.
Well, listen, and let me tell you, I've had a great work relationship with the governor, and when they asked me, have you met with the governor? I said, look, I haven't. I've been trying to get a meeting with him for 3 months. That wasn't a dig at the governor. I've been trying to get a meet with him because they took $10 million out of my parks budget that I desperately need back. It wasn't about this. It wasn't until I got a call and was asked about this situation that I even comment about it. And they're asking me, well, did you call ICE? Did you call this? I'm like, no. Look, I respect the governor as the decision maker in the state. I've got to voice my opinion. That doesn't mean I'm mad at the governor or fighting with the governor. And I didn't call him on his cell phone because I go through the chain of command to set up a meeting with the governor. As people do, they call my scheduler. So it wasn't a dig to the governor. I can see how it came across that way, but it was, I've worked well with the governor on things, and it's okay for us to have a different of opinion and talk about it without, being at each other's throats. So, it wasn't a dig at the governor. When I've gotten so many people reaching out in the industry of the home builders, hotels, restaurants that can't keep their doors open because nobody's showing up for work, and I'm asked about it, I got to state my feelings. And so, whether it resolves and we come up with a different plan, whether this makes it to the president, I did send an email to Steve Scalise today asking him to please get involved and hopefully voice some concern. I think people are scared to ever speak out with anything against the president.
Yep.
But look, any good leader should want to hear good feedback, and it's okay to change policy or change procedure and go in a different direction, or it doesn't have to be all or nothing. There could be a couple avenues to dealing with the situation that doesn't result in pulling moms out their house at Christmas time.
The governor's office released a statement on your comments. It is disappointing that Billy Nungesser would seek to give individuals who enter our country illegally and then commit crimes greater rights than American citizens. When an American citizen commits a crime, they're held accountable under the law and face jail time. The same standard should apply to everyone.
I never said that. I just said there's got to be, I didn't say we shouldn't deport anybody. What I did say is the people with work visas here working that aren't going to work, come out and say they can go to work without being arrested, because that's not what's happening. And come out and say, if you've got a hearing next year to become a citizen on your path to citizenship, we're not going to deport you and make you come back. So I did not say who should or should not be deported or leave the criminals here. And that's the problem. Anytime anybody speaks out, they got to retaliate with not truthful statements. I'm not the governor. I'm not the president. I'm not going to tell you who to deport or not deport. What I am saying is, can we have a more compassionate way of dealing with moms instead of pulling them out their house? I don't know. Are they wanted criminals, or they just haven't gotten through the paperwork? Because it seems like we're taking more than just the criminals and even some citizens and holding them for days till they can prove their citizenship. And that just doesn't seem right to me.
No, I think
don't put words in my mouth that I want criminals here, and shame on that statement, because that's not true.
No,
that's the emails I got. Oh, Billy wants all the criminals to stay here in Louisiana. No, Billy doesn't. So that's why I said the far right and the far left both have to take a chill pill, and let's work together to fix this problem and not make it all or nothing.
You're right on the money, Billy. I really respect all that and everything you said. No, I mean, you could put what your comments in AI, or any fair, objective human being looking at what you said would say, Billy Nungesser's concerned about grandmothers getting yanked out of their homes. He wants violent criminals arrested and in jail, wants them off the street, and thinks there has to be a better way. That would be what the take would be. And it's disappointing that he'd give individuals who are, just all this diatribe and nonsense. It is political crap, and then commit greater crimes than citizens, not held accountable. You said nothing about that at all. As a matter of fact, you said you want the violent criminals in jail. So this is just, like I keep saying, Billy, it's political theater, and you nail it with the extreme left and right rhetoric.
And that's why I support open primary, where people don't have to worry about getting primaried out for coming to the middle or speaking out and trying to solve problems. When you only got to worry about the far right, left, or right to win your primary and then win your race, you don't ever have to solve problems or come to the middle. And most of the people in America want people to solve problems, and it's what's wrong with Congress today.
Hey, Billy, on another note, before we let you go, I love the litter campaign. I love the toll-free number to call, shoot video, license plate, send it to us. I mean, that's a great start. That's how we deter people from littering. You know, we could have an improved litter pickup for the state and better, sanitation in New Orleans or Jefferson Parish, I'm sure. But I think it's the citizens, black, white, old, young, Republican, Democrat, whatever. Too many people litter in Louisiana. We need to change the mentality. And I love the campaign you've come up with the toll-free number, shoot videos, send it to us. I love it.
And look, we're also in the schools, teaching litter in the schools, change the culture. We spent $100 million last year cleaning up. If we can change the mentality of people littering, we can save that money and better spend it. We're making great progress. When we took this over 3 years ago, we had 50 groups clean up during Love the Boot Week. This past year, 1,471.
Wow.
We're going to roll out a Clean Your Waterways Month this year. It's become a movement, and thousands, actually 20,000 people have joined up to clean up Louisiana. So thank everybody for getting involved. Our sheriffs, law enforcement, wildlife fisheries, DOTD, everybody's on board. It's been a great team effort, and we're going to clean up Louisiana and put the paradise back in sportsman's paradise.
Hey, Billy, final thoughts on the immigration sweeps. Has to be a better way?
I hope so, but I think we can come together at the table and come up with a plan. Hopefully the president, so word will get back to him, and we can tone it down a little bit and get rid of the criminals and get a pathway for some of the good people here to citizenship, and the ones with work permits can stay here and work and fulfill their permit.
Billy, a pleasure as always, man. Thank you for the time.
Thank you, my friend. Merry Christmas.
Yeah, you too. That's Billy Nungesser, Louisiana Lieutenant Governor, joining us on the program. Corey Johnson with you. Speaking of dinner, Trey Yen in Mandeville. Boy, so good. I always say one of the best seafood restaurants in New Orleans. The Tong Cho speckled trout, the whole Tong Cho flounder. It's an entire fresh speckled trout or flounder. They usually have both. They debone the fish. The head and tail are still intact. They flash fry it, and it's wonderful just like that. Seasoned, marinated to perfection, and just you get both fillets, just wonderful. But they're just getting started. Those Wong brothers, 5 gourmet chefs, ladles and ladles of their Tong Cho sauce on top of that whole speckled trout or flounder. Check it out tonight at Trey Yen. Tong Cho speckled trout, Tong Cho flounder, Trey Yen in Mandeville.
Innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Scott Craig of Katie's Restaurant.
All of my ingredients are fresh. Nothing comes out of a can here. Nothing. All of our seafood is Louisiana. All of our vegetables are Louisiana vegetables. It's a neighborhood restaurant.
Katie's in Mid-City.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters. And you'll never have to clean your gutters again. Ever. I guarantee it. Let Audubon Gutters install Leaf Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home. And right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters' 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now.
Get out of that gutter and get on the phone. At Audubon Gutters.
Simlawn Artificial Turf Custom Golf Putting Green. Beautiful, functional, zero maintenance. Call New Orleans' own LGD Lawn and Landscapes and get your free estimate. Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Greater New Orleans, a destination for learning. With 13 colleges and universities and a booming job market, Greater New Orleans is the ultimate destination for your higher education. Your path to the future begins in Greater New Orleans. Find out more at studynola.com.
Outdoor dining, Middle Eastern cuisine, under the oak trees, Lebanon's Cafe, some of the city's finest lamb chops and shish kebab, Carrollton at Jeanette by the streetcar barn, Lebanon's Cafe.
Not an FM disc jockey, not a former politician, Corey Johnson.
You're not the DJ. You're a raconteur. You're a storyteller. You're a griot.
It's true. Billy Nungesser nails it. He really does with the extremes. I mean, if you're extreme right, you know, you're for these immigration sweeps, of course. If you're loony left, you're against these immigration sweeps, of course. And then you get comments like, Billy clearly said, I mean, it's obvious what he said. The system, the way it's being done, there's got to be a better way. And let's get the criminals that are illegals, but not mess with the people that are like hotel workers and helping the economy, that type of stuff. And then Governor Landry says he's disappointed at those comments from Nungesser. And then this is coming out of the governor's office. It's disappointing that Nungesser would seek to give individuals who enter our country illegally and then commit crimes, greater rights than American citizens. Billy said nothing about that. Billy didn't say, let's let the criminals have more rights than citizens. He said nothing at all like that in the least bit. And then this, when an American citizen commits a crime, they're held accountable under the law and face jail time. The same standard should apply to everyone. Billy Nungesser said nothing against that. I mean, you got to give the governor credit, like to come up with this creative crap that they know their base is going to take in and go, Billy's this enemy now. Because if you're against immigration sweeps in any way, you say anything critical about them, you're not a true Republican. And if you say anything about them like, let's get the real criminals that are illegals, you're not a real liberal. You're not a real Democrat. And it's BS. There's a huge gray area here. It's not pro-immigration sweeps or anti-immigration sweeps. Those are the extremists because it's easy to be an extremist. You don't have to think. You got a group of people that think like you join that group, everything's easy. But you got to think in real life. We're adults, and there's a big gray area here. I want the violent criminals that are illegals off the streets, just like I want the violent criminals that are citizens off the street. No difference to me. They're both violent criminals. I don't care who's trying to shoot me. I want them off the street. But like Billy said, the raid of a grandmother getting arrested, some war veteran, his wife getting arrested on the North Shore. These are just ridiculous things. Detained for days, about to be deported. Then they realize the mistake and pull her off the plane. It's crazy. Like I said, 111 reported arrests. How many of them are violent criminals? We'll find out soon. There's going to be more lawsuits that are going to be legitimate than real violent criminals arrested at this pace. Because right now it's like arrest 100 and a fewer violent criminals. You remember Delta Downs in Vinton, Louisiana a few months ago? They arrested, it was like 82 or 84 people, either 82 or 84. 2 of them were violent criminals. The other 80 were wrongly detained or arrested and released. Some of those 80 are going to, sue, and they're going to win. They're going to get compensated. No, this is ready, fire, aim at its worst. Ready, fire, aim. Just shooting from the hip. No, and sadly, it is political fodder. Like I always mention political theater, but Billy's right. The extreme right, you got to be pro-immigration sweep. Extreme left, you got to be anti-immigration sweeps. I have no problem with an immigration sweep. as long as it's the violent criminals they're going after, not wasting money, resources, and our time kicking in the door and arresting grandma. Just a waste of time and resources for everyone. Just pathetic. The opposite of pathetic, Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. So damn good. You South Shore folks, what are you waiting for? If you love fine dining, you need to get to Gallagher's 527. I promise you, two things are going to happen. One, you're going to say, Corey's right. This place is fantastic. Not good, not very good, excellent. And the second thing that's going to happen, you're going to be a regular because it's so damn good. You're going to be like me. Every 2 weeks or so at the most, I'm beelining across the North Shore and grabbing lunch or dinner at Gallagher's 527. My brother's coming in from London again for a couple of weeks later this month. We'll go to a bunch of great restaurants, probably Brightson's, Bayonne, Irene's, maybe Le Petit Grocery, Clancy's. We're definitely going to Gallagher's 527. It's in that category with all the ones I mentioned. Did I say it's so damn good? Oh, yeah, I did. That's Blue Boy. He wants some leftovers from Gallagher's 527. I bet you do, Blue Boy. What a show. Tulane head football coach Will Hall in the 4 o'clock hour. Billy Nungesser in the 5 o'clock power hour. See you mañana. Fantasy Friday. Be here, 4 o'clock.
You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson on TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube, on radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
It's 6 p.m.